Now, welcome once again to us. Last time actually we met, we were discussing about the subject part of the pronoun, and we said pronoun in Swahili is called viambishi or kiambishi. Kiambishi in singular, viambishi in plural. So this can be a prefix or a suffix. They are called viambishi. That comes before the verb or the main verb. So we were looking at the subject part. For example, the first aspect of the subject. If it's me, it's me, me. And I'll be using one of the video that I shared sometimes back to let you understand the various aspects of this lesson today. So permit me to share the recording a bit of the video from the YouTube so that I can use it clearly to show you the differences on this. So you see, we said that these are the subjects and prefix part. These are videos that I shared to help you from one of the teachers to help you understand the difference between object and subject prefix. Now, if you see in the subject part, when it is about me, the keyword there become ni. So the key prefix here is ni. If you can see the word ni here, the ni here become the key part of this prefix. This one, ni. So it's first person pronoun, me. Then without using, if you remove the pronoun me, you can use the word ni as a prefix to represent the part of the pronoun me. So this part, me, will actually be represented by the word ni. So that's why you see in our main chart, back to the main chart, you realize that there's where we have me, you'll find the prefix in the subject matter is ni, which means the first person pronoun. I don't know if, am I back to my book or am I still in YouTube? You can let me know. Which screen are you seeing? The YouTube screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me use the YouTube screen to describe this. But I want you to see how we arrive at this prefix out of a pronoun. So the pronoun me is the first person pronoun, myself. So it's called me, myself. But you will, if you want to present the first person pronoun in a prefix, the word me will be represented by the word ni. So ni become the first person prefix that represent the pronoun me. If it is wewe, which is you, the word wewe is you. Now, in the prefix part of it, you represent the word, or you replace the word wewe with the word u. So u become the second person prefix. U. So wewe unafundisha. So basically, you can easily say unafundisha without using the word wewe.
Mm-hmm.
So then the word u will replace the pronoun wewe in that prefix. So it will be unafundisha. You remember when you say the na, the te, the me. So the na here is actually speaking to the past. These are tense, so it's the past or present tense. If you remember that, can you remember when you said there's the present tense, na, future tense, ta, and the present continuous, me, and the past, li. So in this part, for example, in this second part of this sentence called ninafundisha, this sentence is complete without the first part of the pronoun mimi. But it factors in the pronoun mimi by the prefix ni. So when you use the prefix ni here and say ninafundisha, it completes that sentence so that the word ni will be a prefix referring to the first person pronoun, which is mimi. Now, in the second sentence, the word wewe unafundisha, the word u before nafundisha completes that sentence or make that sentence complete as it stands for the second person which pronouns, which is wewe. It says mimi, wewe. Then yeye, the word yeye is the third person pronoun called yeye. This is a third person pronoun. Yeye, which means him. So mimi is me, wewe is you, yeye is him, is a third person pronoun. You can use it, for example, if you have to put people in 3 stages. So you yourself here, the next person is 10 meters away from you, and the third person is 20 meters away from you. So if you refer to you yourself where you are, you'll use the word mimi. That's myself. Now to the second person who is 10 meters away, it will be wewe. Now the person who is 20 meters away, the third person, that's how the third person pronoun come in, is yeye. Now that yeye, the pronoun, can be replaced in a sentence by a prefix a. So when you put a in this sentence, anafundisha, makes this sentence complete without even using the word yeye. So then the prefix a will replace the pronoun yeye in a sentence, and that sentence become complete. Any question up to that part for the 3 questions, the 3 part of the subjects I've discussed?
No.
Okay. Now, the second part of this subject prefix here is now the plural aspect. Now, you see the word sisi is still referring to the first person pronoun, the yourself where you are, but now is in plural of mimi. So mimi is the singular aspect of the pronoun, like myself, me. Now, if we are many, the plural of it will be sisi. So mimi, plural is sisi. Which means now, if you put the same positioning of the people in now the same distance, we say, for example, let me say, for example, the first person is here, then the second person is here, and the third person is here. Now, this first person is you. If it is you, the word is mimi. Use mimi for you. Now, you are referring to this second person. This is a person not far away from you, but is the second person from where you are. That's why you say second person pronoun. Now, you use the word wewe. Wewe, to refer to them. Now, this person at a distance now become the third person pronoun here. And you use the word yeye. So the word become yeye. Hope you can understand with that illustration. Now, when you go to the plural part, from the first person pronoun, now you are no longer alone. You are 2 of you now. So let's say we had 2 people here. So it's not 1 person, there are 2 here. And you put 2 here as well. And you put 2 here. Now, if you use the same analysis, so the plural of now, you are no longer 1, because 1 person was mimi. Now, if you are 2, now it moved the pronouns to sisi. It is sisi. Second pronoun in the plural aspect will be now sisi. The sisi down here. Because they're no longer 1. Now, this second person, where they are, now it will be nyinyi. It moves from wewe to nyi. We call it nyinyi. Then why? It's called nyinyi. It is nyinyi. And this becomes the plural of now the second person pronoun. If there are many, it will be wow. Wow. This is basically what is now being described down here. If you check here where I'm underlining now back on the YouTube video. So it is sisi, mimi, plural is sisi, wewe, plural is nyinyi, then yeye, plural is wow. Are we together up to that point?
Yeah.
Anybody who has any question can raise it. Now, the plural now, if you take now, we go to the prefix, because our key concern is the prefix, not even the pronoun part of it, but the prefix. Now, you remember when we started the first word, mimi ninafundisha, ninafundisha. The prefix of mimi was ni. Remember?
Yeah.
Ni here. Now, if it is in plural, the word sisi, tunafundisha, now the prefix of who. The prefix of sisi, tunafundisha now, will be tu. So when you say tunafundisha, even without using sisi, you already mean that we are teaching. That's what it means. Who now represent the word we? Because the word sisi means we. The word mimi means myself, I.
Yeah.
Which is we. So we are teaching. So the sisi tunafundisha, the word tu, this prefix tu, now actually takes into consideration the pronoun sisi in this sentence. So this becomes the prefix. This tu. And that makes it complete. So it will be tunafundisha. So that takes you back to the plurality. Let me go back to this illustration. So in the singular aspect, it will be ni. In the plural aspect, it will be tu. So mimi, the word mimi is ninafundisha. Sisi is tunafundisha. That's the prefix. Now, if you go to the second person pronoun, which is mimi, the prefix of it will be m. So where we had in the here where we have wa, wewe, unafundisha, which is in the singular. So the prefix in the singular aspect is you, u. But now in plural, it will move to m. So become mnafundisha. So this is the prefix of the mini. Mini is the pronoun, becomes the prefix. Now in the word wow, which is the plural of the word yeye. Now you see in yeye, the prefix is a, anafundisha. Now in plural, the prefix will be wa, instead of a, become wanafundisha. Now let me take you back to the main book we are doing now to show you how that has been spread in this book here. Now, come here if you can see me. Now, you see in the first pronoun, we said ni. Are you seeing the ni here?
Yeah.
First person pronoun singular, ni. Are we together? Can you see the ni here now?
See it. We can see it. Thank you.
Now, here is where we are having the ni, ninafundisha, and this plural was tunafundisha.
Okay.
Now, this is in the plural aspect, which is now, instead of mimi ninafundisha, it will be now sisi tunafundisha, where the two come in. Now, the second person pronoun is where we said, wewe unafundisha, the u. Unafundisha. And the plural was nyinyi mnafundisha. Mnafundisha. Are we together there?
Yeah.
Then the third person pronoun was yeye anafundisha. You remember the word anafundisha? Ah. Now in the plural was wao wanafundisha. Wanafundisha. Any question? No, that's explaining what was in the other side. But
Can I ask you, what is Vandesha?
Fundisha means teach.
Teach.
Speech.
Teach.
Oh, teach. Okay, sorry. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. But this is now how this prefix and suffix come in. I really need any question on rank. So let me take you back using this chat. Let's go back again to the YouTube video so that you can see now once again how they correlate in this YouTube video. Now, this is the part we've been discussing about, this part. So hope now you can understand the subject part. If there's any question in this subject part, let me know before we move now to the object part. Of course, we did subject in the last class.
No, fine. Nina Fundisha. 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 Fundisha.
Do you have anything maybe you can add on or ask or even elaborate further? No. You can take some time to try to reread these ones, this subject part. Just take time to go through it and you see how it comes. So I've said from the plural starts from here. So this downward is plural, this upward is singular part of it.
Please, can I ask, is there any chance of making the board bigger of what you're showing?
Ida,
Hello?
if
Oh,
you
I
go
should try,
to
should I? Oh, yes,
if you
you're
go
right.
to the Zoom,
I've done it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Now, just try to familiarize yourself in person. Try to read those words. This part, mimi ninafundisha, the plural of the first one is sisi tunafundisha. Wewe unafundisha, nyinyi mnafundisha. Yeye anafundisha, wao anafundisha.
Yeah.
If you are done with it, let me know so that I move to the object part. Just take your time to try to reread it or recite it slowly so that you can easily understand how the prefix and the pronouns moves. As I've said, the ni, the u, and the a are the prefix that replace the pronoun mimi, wewe, and yeye. So in simple terms, instead of, like now I'm teaching. So instead of asking me wewe unafundisha, you can just easily say unafundisha. Instead of using the word wewe unafundisha. Because if you put wewe unafundisha and put the question mark at the end, which means you are asking if I'm teaching. So instead of using the word wewe unafundisha, you can just say unafundisha. And that will basically still translate to the same thing. Because if you say wewe unafundisha, is you are teaching. You is wewe, are teaching, unafundisha. So you basically say unafundisha, which means you are teaching. Instead of saying you are teaching, it's you are teaching. I want us to go to the object part.
Okay.
For the subject, realize that the pronoun comes first before the verb, which is fundisha. Now for this object, it means that the pronoun come last, not first. So it becomes object by changing the position of the pronoun. For example, in the word mimi, the pronoun here is mimi. You see, in the subject part. In the object part, you see the pronoun has been moved to the last section. It becomes the last word. But here, look the difference. In this first sentence, in the subject part, number 1, mimi ninafundisha means me, I'm teaching. Mimi is me, ninafundisha, I'm teaching. So instead of saying me, I'm teaching, we've said you can just say I'm teaching by starting the word ninafundisha. So you remove me. You don't need to repeat the word me, I am teaching. You just say I'm teaching, which is ninafundisha. Now, in the object part, the pronoun, the subject becomes the last part. For example, the word alinifundisha, it means he taught. Alinifundisha, he taught. But now it's become alinifundisha, meaning he taught me. Remember the word li means past tense. Remember when you say that, li. If you can recall, the li here in the word alinifundisha means the teaching took place some times back. The na here and ninafundisha, na here is the tense, which means it is a continuous thing, present continuous thing. You remember that? When you had the na, the li, the ta, and the me. So when you say in this second part, alinifundisha mimi, which means he taught me. So mimi is me. But you see now me becomes the object now here. It's no longer the subject. Because on the subject part, you start by mimi ninafundisha. I am teaching. But here, he taught me. What's the difference? Here is I am teaching. This part, I am teaching. But this part is he taught me. So mimi here means me. He taught me. So then that's what makes the difference between the subject aspect and the object aspect. In the object aspect, the subject, the pronoun here, like me, the first person pronoun, become the last word. It's like you refer to, like you say, alinifundisha, okay, he taught who? Me. So then me here become like the object aspect. So when you use this word like alinifundisha mimi, now this mimi in the object is the pronoun. But you want to find the pronoun, the prefix that replaces the word mimi. What is the prefix that stands for the word mimi in the subject aspect? What was the prefix? Like in the first person pronoun, this sentence mimi ninafundisha. The prefix here is
Me.
me. Yeah. This me is the prefix. Are we together? Now, for you to make this prefix in this sentence, alinifundisha mimi, without using mimi, now you insert the word ni. You see here where the ni has been inserted?
Yeah.
Where I'm underlining. So you insert the word ni, which is now the prefix that stands for the pronoun. So you don't have to repeat the word now, alinifundisha mimi. You can just say alinifundisha. This now become perfect sentence, alinifundisha. Which means you have factored in the pronoun by using its prefix, which is ni. And then this sentence become complete. So alinifundisha. Now, for you just to understand it further, let's get back to the book chart and you see how it comes in the same book here. If you look at this book, you see the object in the first person pronoun here.
Yeah.
And the object is
Me.
me. Can you see what I'm trying to do here? So remember,
Yeah.
in the subject part, the object is me, and in the subject part, the prefix is still me. Are you seeing that?
Mm-hmm.
So alinifundisha, this is mimi ninafundisha. The word ninafundisha. Then here is alinifundisha. So ni becomes the same object and subject prefix. That is basically what now has been referred in this video here, where the ni has been used both in the object, and it's the same need that has been used in the subject here. Are we together up to that point?
Yeah.
Yeah. And let's go to the second point. The second point is wewe, which is now the second person pronoun. Wewe. In the subject part, wewe become the first word, which is wewe unafundisha. You are teaching.
Mm-hmm.
But here is alinifundisha wewe. Alifundisha wewe, which means he taught you. So see the you here is coming as the last part of the sentence. Here, you is the first part of the sentence. So you here is the subject, wewe unafundisha. You are teaching. So the teaching is done by you. So you is the subject in this one. But here, alifundisha wewe, which means he taught you. So you here become the object that was taught. Is the receiver of the action here. So it's no longer the doer. In the subject aspect, you, which is wewe, is the doer. You see? So you are teaching, wewe unafundisha. So it means the you, wewe, is the doer. But here, you is the recipient of the action. So here, you are the doer. In the subject aspect, you are the doer of the action. The action being done is fundisha, which is teaching. You see? But in this subject aspect, wewe unafundisha means you are teaching. So you become the doer there. Any question?
No. The confundation.
Okay. Now, let's move ahead. Now, let's look at this part. So that's the difference between the subject and the object. In the subject aspect, we are concentrating on the doer. That's why the doer becomes the first aspect of the sentence. Mimi, wewe, yeye. This is the doer. In the object part, we are converting the doer to be the recipient. So, mimi, wewe, sisi are the recipient of the action. In the subject, mimi, wewe, yeye are the doer of the action. And the action here is teaching. So in the subject, you are the doer. That's why it's have wewe, mimi. And in the object, here we refer to the recipient of the action. They are not the doer. The action, like alifundisha, was done by somebody else. But who received the teaching is wewe, which now makes it become the recipient. So if you talk of alifundisha mimi, alifundisha wewe. Remember, in the subject part, we said wewe unafundisha. So here the prefix was u. Are we together?
Yeah.
But in the recipient aspect of the object, now for you to replace wewe, you will replace wewe with who.
Cool.
So you will say, sorry for that. My pen is too much. So the who here will say alikufundisha. So the word kufundisha now replaces the pronoun wewe as the recipient. So alikufundisha. He, you. So the who here represent wewe. So in the singular, in the subject aspect, the prefix of wewe will be u. But in the object aspect, the prefix of will be now who. You. So if you get back to the book again, to help you understand it further, we go back to that book and check here. Now you see here, in the singular aspect, the second person pronoun. Here, you see the second person pronoun is wewe unafundisha, the u. Are you seeing it?
Yep.
You are teaching. But now, in the object, it will be alikufundisha. You see? So the u, which is the prefix in the second person, will be replaced by who. in the object.
Mm-hmm.
We together there. That's the
Yeah.
difference between ku and ku. Wewe unafundisha. Ali kufundisha. Alikufundisha. Wewe unafundisha. Alikufundisha. Let me get back to the YouTube again. Now we have finished the second part. Let's get to the third part. Now the third part,
Yeah.
there's a yeye that was missed here.
Karibu katika darasa hili.
Let me show you.
Hamjambo. Jina
Yeye, which he should be replacing here.
Yeye for him or her, sisi for us. Personal pronouns. Your teacher. What?
Let me get it where he inserted the yeye.
They came from across the globe to the Nexford 2022 graduation ceremony held in Washington, D.C.
This is his.
Yeah. So let's hold it there. So you see, in the previous aspect, he had missed the word yeye. The yeye which is in this aspect, very important to us. So yeye here to be alifundisha yeye. You remember after wewe we go to yeye.
Mm-hmm.
Now we said in the yeye is like now he changed it. It's like he moved it to all prefix. But now it's the prefix of before we move to the plural. But if you retain the plural aspect of the third person pronoun, then you'll use the word here now. Alifundisha yeye. The word yeye now will be replaced by alim.
He taught you guys.
You see the word So the
Mm-hmm.
here become the prefix that replaces the word yeye in the third person pronoun in a singular aspect. Now this has actually also been shared widely in this book to explain it further that you're using. So you see, when you say yeye alifundisha, remember that was what we said. The
Mm-hmm.
yeye alifundisha. But now here is alimfundisha. That's how the come in. Yeye alifundisha. Ama yeye anafundisha. Now the object will be alimfundisha. Hope now you now understand how the K, ni, ku, and mu come in the object aspect form, the subject of ni, u, and a. The first one we said, mimi ninafundisha. We said, alinifundisha. That's its plural. Mimi ninafundisha. So the ni is here. Then we say, alinifundisha. We said, wewe unafundisha. Then you say, alikufundisha. Alikufundisha. That's what you say. So, alikufundisha. Then you say, yeye anafundisha. Then you say, alimfundisha. So we have agreed the subject focus on the doer. The object focus on the receiver or the recipient of the action. Or the subject is the doer of the action. Any question there before now we move to the plural part of the object?
No.
Okay. Let me see if I'll do the side screen here a bit to help expand. So we said in the first aspect is mimi ninafundisha. Then we said in the object part will be alinifundisha. So this is object and this is subject. The prefix here remain the same. Now in the second part, we said wewe unafundisha. Then you say alikufundisha. The same thing. This is object and this one is subject. Now we will check on the same. Let me finish now the third one. It's yeye. Yeye. Sorry. Yeye anafundisha. Its object part will be Ali mfundisha.
Fundisha.
Now, this is also object, and this is subject. Now, let me draw now the prefix here. So for this first one, the prefix is ni. Ni ninafundisha. In the object part, the prefix remain ni, which is alinifundisha. Are we okay? Parts and pronouns, wewe unafundisha. This is the prefix. In the object part, it will be alikufundisha. This is the prefix fundisha.
Yeah.
In the third person pronouns, which is it is yeye anafundisha. And its object prefix will be alimfundisha. Now, that explains this part of the chart, or this part of the chart now. That explains this first section of the chart here, in the singular aspect.
All right.
It's explaining the same. Let's get to the plural part of the object. Remember when you say, when you use, let me know, also draw another chart by this left side. Yeah, even if it will block there, I'll delete it. Remember when you say the plural of mimi ninafundisha was? This is in the singular aspect. This plural was sisi tunafundisha.
This
is the plural.
Tuna.
So mimi is in single, sisi is in plural. Now in mimi, remember now the prefix become ni. Ninafundisha, ni. In its plural, sisi, the prefix become tu. Tunafundisha. And that's what is basically explaining this diagram here. Are we together there? Okay. So let's move to all of them, then we do the singular and the plural aspect. So in this same aspect, this is on the subject. The meaning in a foundation, sisi tunafundisha. This is on subject. Now if you take it to object, we will say, or instead of in the singular aspect, we'll say, we've said alinifundisha. Alinifundisha. This is the object's aspect of the singular ninafundisha. So it's alinifundisha. Now, the plural of the same object will remain. If you put this alinifundisha in plural, it will be alitufundisha. You see, if you go back to the chart here, where my cursor is trying to move, here, you see the plural in the first person pronoun, the plural of the subject is two. And you see these two. Where I'm trying to, this is now the plural of the subject me. Like now in the sentence I've written in the blue here, it's mimi nina fundisha. That is this subject in singular. In plural, it's be sisi tu tunafundisha. These two. You see? Now, at the object part, the object in singular will be alini fundisha. This ni here. You see? Ni, where I'm trying to move my cursor. The plural of it will be alitu, us. Are you seeing here? Tu, alitu fundisha.
Yeah.
Yeah, where my cursor is moving. So that is the plural of the subject. So you see, it borrows exactly the same thing. Look at this first column of the first person pronoun. The ni is the same ni here. The two is the same here. Are you seeing that? So it borrows the same. It borrows the same in the whole column. Now, if you get to the second person pronoun, where we said wewe unafundisha. That was the second person pronoun. Wewe, which is you, unafundisha. That is what we said. Wewe unafundisha. And its prefix is u. You see the u. They start in the second part of unafundisha. This u. Wewe u. So unafundisha is the prefix of it. But remember what you said the plural is wewe unafundisha is?
Wow.
Is wow. Remember, you said wow. That's the plural. Wow. Wanafundisha. It takes back to it. No. The second person pronoun in plural is wewe unafundisha, which is wewe unafundisha. Then it will be, if you check it clearly, it takes you back to the YouTube, which shows you the plural aspect of it, so that you don't get lost in this. This was here. Let me take you here.
Ninafundisha.
You see, wewe unafundisha. It's nyinyi unafundisha. If you check here, what I was showing, this nyinyi now. This nyinyi. This nyinyi is the plural of wewe.
Okay.
Then is wewe unafundisha, is plural is munafundisha.
Nafundisha. Yeah.
Now, if you take it to the object side, it become wewe alifundisha wewe, which is alikufundisha. See? And its plural is alitufundisha.
Aliwafundisha.
That takes us back to now the reading in the book, if you can understand it. Now let's get back here now. Yes, this is where we are. Yeah. So you find how these aspects all move together. But I really want now to take time to give you a listening of that video, which will actually help us come towards the end of object and subject, because this is very in-depth that need to be repacked again. So I want to replay the video. I'll pause the recording so that it doesn't get towards the part of the recording, because it can bring the issue. But then you will have to listen to the whole video slowly. Once it's done, we bring the class to an end. But it will now refresh all the things we've been discussing on the singular and plural aspect, so that you can easily understand how the concept correlate. Then maybe if there will be any question, you can come back to it in the question part. So before I do that, permit me to pause the recording on it. Then we can start. Let me pause the recording. Okay. I'd pause the recording. Let me come back to this. I'm saying, Brother Coco, before you come in, I'm saying basically out of this, the prefix now will help us remove the pronoun when we are doing a conversation and replace the pronoun with a prefix to make the conversation or the wordings or the pronunciation or the sentence we speak or whatever we speak be more simple and grammatically correct. This helps us also avoid repetition in a word, because when you have a pronoun and a prefix in the same word, it basically appears that you don't have mastery of that language. You see?
Okay. So just to add there, to remind them that
wait a bit, brother Coca, I'll allow you come in. You see, in my language, when you are teaching, my language you say puonjo, which is very funny. You say puonjo. Puonjo means teaching. But then, in my language, when you want to say, I am teaching, you say apuonjo. So, you see, a now becomes the prefix ni, apuonjo. But if you want to say, me, I am teaching, it would be an. You say an apuonjo. So here you see, I repeat the an, which is me, apuonjo, which is I'm teaching. So see, I remove the an, which is the pronoun here, by just saying the word apuonjo.
Okay.
And the now replacing the pronoun. That's basically what I think is also practical in most of our language here. And also you see English still also take that line in terms of their grammatical and syntax to be in the syntax and the grammatical aspect. English also remove that repetition. So I will not say I'm apuonjo, which is me, I am teaching. I'll just say apuonjo, which means I'm teaching. Yes, Brother Coco, now you can come in.
yes, just a reminder that our languages follow a different structure where the object comes before the verb. So hence why you see those ali nifunja, alini yeah. Just put the object before the verb.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Which is different in English. The object comes after the verb. I think that is what our brothers and sisters come from the English background have to make that distinction. That
Let me try to explain it. Let me try to explain it a bit now. In this word ninafundisha, so we've said ni is the prefix in that word. Then we say na is the tense, which is the present tense. Now the verb become fundisha. You see? So the verb become the last part of it, the fundisha, which is now the verb. You can go ahead, Brother Coco.
Yes. No. For instance, the first sentences that he put there, like alifundisha mimi, is what the English would have been perfect. It would have been finished with the English. But we don't work like that. We have to put the verb first. That's why it becomes alinifundisha instead of alifundisha mimi.
Yeah, actually, alifundisha mimi In English translation will be correct because English will say, he taught me.
Yes. Yes.
And this one is correct in English. But in Kiswahili, it's not correct. You see, in our language, it's not correct. In our language is, you bring the me inside before that's why you see we have ali ni. The ni prefix represent me before the verb, which is fundisha. I think that's what Brother Cook is trying to make you understand here.
Is that okay?
Yes. So the Ali is always a name, yeah?
No.
No. Oh, sorry. Okay.
The Ali, of course, there are people who are called Ali.
Yeah.
But if you break the word Ali, the I in the word Ali, we have said I is there. In this case, I here is the prefix. Alinifundisha, But li is the tense, past tense. So you can break the sentence into the sentence structure. So li is the past tense. Then Ali, this is a reference of Ali, Then li, then you have the ni. So the ni here goes direct now to the prefix of mimi. You see? Direct prefix of mimi. So these are breakdown. So li, ni, you're breaking down the sentence. And all this part can be referred as a prefix, anything that come before the verb itself. But of course, there are names called Ali.
Yeah, that's why I just thought, oh, maybe that, but then it's used in everything. So I thought, nah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
It's basically Islamic name. Brother Coco, you can go ahead in case of anything you want to say.
No. I think I was done. But you just remember what they said when it was the subject pronoun, Sister Ida. We had the Mimi, which becomes Nina, and then for the second person, it became I can't see what is it. Una Fundisha, and then the third person is Ana Fundisha. So in this case, Ali Fundisha, we're talking about the third person did this to me. The third person taught me this. The third person taught this one this. So like Ali Fundisha, Ali Kufundisha. He taught him, or he taught you. Ali Tufundisha, he taught us. Isn't that the case, Brother Pigeon? Isn't that the third party?
Yes, the third part. He taught us.
In the past, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other question? Okay. If there's no other question, then that's bring us to the end of the class today. So thank you all for your attention and your attendance.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Asante.
Okay.